You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
All
Hello.
right. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome back, Jim. This week we are talking about one of my favorite things, killer plants.
Feed me, Seymour.
So many themes in this episode. Seeds of Doom, stuff that I just absolutely love. Had no idea I'd be watching a very Lovecraftian episode when I started Seeds of Doom, and but an alien organism buried underneath the ice and snow of Antarctica for centuries. Come on. I mean, this is, you just can't get any better than this. And so thus begins the Seeds of Doom, a fantastic, highly regarded six-parter from the Tom Baker era.
It's 6 parts. I thought it flowed pretty well, and it didn't really. It never seemed like tedious. I think the pacing was really good. Let's see.
Definitely, a breezy six-parter. I watched it in 3 sittings. I watched the first 3 episodes, sped by, but it was getting late, and watched the next 2 the next night, and left 1. And it was not a chore to watch. No running up and down corridors.
Not really, no.
No. So So let's see.
There's some claustrophobic sets they had, which I thought were really well done. Like I think when they're in that base in Antarctica, the sets looked very claustrophobic, very tight, which I thought was a nice touch.
For sure. The episode begins. One of the themes of this episode that I'm not sure if it felt as much this way to you as it did for me, but it felt very off for a Doctor Who episode. Usually that means something negative. Not in this case, because it's a great episode, probably a top 10. It just felt different from an average Doctor Who episode. Like 2 of the ones that we did recently, Claws of Axos, Genesis of the Daleks, I feel like those just felt like totally classic Doctor Who episodes. The platonic ideal of Doctor Who episodes. This one felt weird. It felt like it had a whole bunch of stuff in it that you're not used to seeing in Doctor Who. It begins with the Doctor sitting in an office, getting instructions from someone to go to Antarctica to find, to go retrieve or to investigate something they found in the snow. That, right from the beginning, that kind of was jarring. That's not how a Doctor Who episode begins.
No, not really. No.
And, they talk about how this episode was rushed, and the writer, Robert Banks Stewart, wrote The Avengers and a bunch of other shows. And so maybe Doctor Who feels a little bit like The Avengers, or I felt it definitely felt like a James Bond movie in some ways.
And sometimes it did, yeah. You get to see him do things, driving a car and smashing through that window.
Jumping through the skylight was awesome. That is a stunt I've always associated with Batman 89. I'm sure people know more about movies and stuff will say, oh, they've done that in 100 movies. But for some reason, I just always remember, Michael Keaton's Batman jumping through the window with his cape. But of course, I read that Tom Baker actually did that stunt himself.
Did he really?
I read that somewhere. So
wow.
That's wild. For a guy that tall to be doing a stunt like that. Who knows how far he actually had to jump, but
and then seeing him get in fisticuffs with the several of the heavy of the millionaire, the guy that you see with the black gloves.
Yes, Hamilton Chase, right?
Yes, Chase. That's right.
They always call him Chase. I think his first name is Hamilton, maybe Harrison, something like that.
Harrison Chase. That was
it. Harrison? Yeah.
But you look at him, it's like you see the black gloves. It's like, hey, he's not a bad guy, is he? And it's like, yeah, of course he is. But you mentioned Bond. He seemed like very much like he could have been a Bond villain.
Oh, 100%. A millionaire with an obsession for plants. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a James Bond villain. And Scorby,
Oh yes, the happy, yes.
the Tom Green looking enforcer who some people think he had like a whole story arc. I mean, he wasn't totally evil, but he was
Oh
I kind of thought of him as a pretty rotten guy throughout. He had to team
yeah,
up with the doctor for a bit to save his life, but he was pretty thick-skulled and annoying throughout.
he
Um,
was, and also, it's like just like a woman, and
oh, sure,
um,
yeah, you have to have like, yeah, he's misogynistic because he's a bad guy.
yeah, he's
Um,
sort of
and he
heavy.
pays for his sins. And one of the coolest Doctor Who death scenes, I've got to say. I mean, given the obvious limitations Doctor Who always had with budget and technology and everything, his death scene was very well executed. I thought that, as far as people getting eaten by plants, that was pretty awesome.
That was, yeah, that was. He finally gets his and becomes plant food. And let's see. I gotta say, like, I saw you mentioned Bond. I saw a little bit of the original Thing movie, a little
Mm,
bit of that too. And also the one Death Trap that the Doctor finds himself in. That was like very '60s Batman.
mm.
I thought the conveyor belt that with the what was it? The that creates mulch, or it would
Yeah, yeah, it's just a grinder.
the grinder, yes.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
'60s Batman.
yeah, yeah, definitely one of the most grisly things you know, ever portrayed on Doctor Who, even though that was, of course, off camera. I mean, some poor unit soldier actually gets fed into it, I think.
I think you're right. Yes, I think you're
Yeah,
right.
of course, having the main villain go into it, that's still very violent, but you don't feel too bad about that. I don't know why they felt the need to kill some poor unit soldier unless they were just killing off unit in general, because I mean this was the last time unit would appear in Doctor Who until the very last episode ever, the Colin Baker the name escapes me. I want to say Combat, but I don't think that's right.
I think they appear during Peter Davison's era, the Black Guardian trilogy, I think.
The Brigadier is definitely in that. Was it Mawdryn Undead or something like that? But
And then I think Battlefields, we see them in the
Battlefield, that's the name
yes,
I'm
sir,
trying to
yeah,
think of. Yeah.
Special McCoy episode. Um, let's see. Yeah, we've it seems like there's like a theme of gothic horror in Baker's early episodes. Brain of Morbius and Periods of Mars, and definitely this. Very, I guess, kind of like um maybe like like a tip of the hat to the B movies of the '50s.
Mm, yeah.
I think there was a film Day of the Triffids, I think, and that was like plants too, I believe.
Oh,
So
sure. Yeah, of course. That is one of the big influences of this story, the Seeds of Doom. Day of the Triffids, big influence, clearly. Yeah, the original thing from another planet,
yep.
uh, um, as you mentioned. But even so, I feel like this episode sort of predicted John Carpenter's The Thing in a lot of ways.
Yes, that's
It
right. Yeah,
really, yeah, it updated the whole Antarctic base thing. Um, People are getting taken over, as in The Thing, but it's not really a matter of identity, trying to figure out who it is. It's pretty obvious. And, but people getting transformed into plant monsters will never not be awesome. So that was great.
the crinoids.
Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. And, Robert Banks Stewart, this episode, this season, he dropped Terror of the Zygons
Yep.
and Seeds of Doom, two all-time classics with villains who never returned. I mean, the Zygons did come back for the 50th anniversary, I believe.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
But I don't think the Crinoids ever came back.
I don't think so. No, as far
No,
no,
and
no, maybe in one of the books, maybe, but I don't think they ever. No, it's a shame because they were pretty. I like them.
yeah, fantastic. And a cool, you know, apocalyptic menace, a monster that could take over the entire world, kill all humanity, which is a bit overdone in modern Doctor Who, but it wasn't done so much back then. And the idea of plants just taking over the world is fantastic. You have a cool like ticking time bomb kind of aspect. Is like I think the Doctor says at one point, you've got to kill it before it germinates. So
Yes,
it's like
that's
cool.
right.
You've got this timeline. You got to destroy the monster within a certain amount of time. Cool little details, like I guess the biologist Keeler, he transforms into a crinoid much quicker because he's in the warmer climate of England
Yes,
than the guy who got infected in Antarctica.
right.
Yeah, and just the fact that the story begins in Antarctica, then moves to England, that is also uncommon for Doctor Who.
Yeah, very. Yeah, they did
Usually,
a good job.
yeah,
Making it feel
usually the
like
TARDIS lands in a quarry and that's where they
yes,
stay for the next 4 episodes. I was totally surprised to see. I thought it was a very cool story structure to go and everything gets messed up in Antarctica, everything gets blown up, and the action moves to London. It's very cool. Or not London, but England.
so I think that house they filmed it at was one of Mick Jagger's homes for a while. I think that house they filmed it at.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a fantastic estate. I'd love to visit it. The cool topiary and the pools, and it would be very interesting to take a walk around there. But yeah, I had not read about the Mick Jagger angle, which makes it even cooler.
and apparently according to Ed, his mixed children were big fans of the show.
Oh, really?
Yep, yep.
Cool.
Again, though, it never seemed like a kid's show to me, but I know that's how a lot of people still think of it even today as a kid's show. Let's see. One thing I thought was kind of odd was the very first episode, or maybe the second, where they first meet Scobie and Keeler in Antarctica. It's like, yeah, we were just like flying a private plane around. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I think that'd be a little sus. It's like, but like, oh, okay, no problem. It's like, do you think
Uh,
they bought it? It's like,
oh, right. The two heavies just kind of show up. Yeah.
yeah, right. It's like we're flying in Antarctica. It's like, what? It's just,
Yeah. Right. They could have come up with a better alibi, better excuse
yeah,
for just dropping in an Antarctic base.
just like, oh, we were parachuting, just for fun. We just, yeah. And then how they got back to from Antarctica to Britain so fast, because I don't think they had the TARDIS. We don't really see the TARDIS that much in this episode.
No, that is an interesting thing. I mean, presumably the Doctor goes to Antarctica, Doctor and Sarah Jane, and back again with on some sort of transport plane with the rest of the investigators or what have you. So yeah, that was an interesting twist to don't have the TARDIS. I mean, a lot of times the show has to come up with some excuse for why they can't get to the TARDIS to escape
Right.
the situation. So this one, the TARDIS was pretty much just left out of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the the very end. Um, but it's a very grounded story, which I think I really like, because the ones that are grounded, a lot of the John Pertwee stories, I think I prefer those.
Oh, really?
I do, yeah, I really do. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, the crinoids were axons painted green, which is interesting. I thought the crinoids looked great. Um, and the scenes of the giant crinoid towering over the estate were
Yep,
fantastic. Some of the best special effects work I'd ever seen on Doctor Who. I mean,
that
for a
was good.
show that you can you know so much of it is like recycled sets and props and stuff. It appears to me they must have gone and built a replica of this mansion, and it was fairly convincing for I mean, this is 1970s British television.
Yeah,
This was special effects were really good.
no, they really were. And let's see. One creepy thing I remember is with about the giant crinoid is that it could speak. It's like
Ah,
oh
yes, yes,
God, and it's like
yeah,
whoa,
that
that's
was a
terrifying.
surprise. Yeah,
Join us, and he's like no, and I can still see you, and the tentacle comes through the glass.
uh-huh.
So that's pretty terrifying. The way it's talked, it's like ugh. Um,
Yeah, the episode was full of surprises. Yeah, I did not expect that to happen.
just
And
just the way they made it sound, just yeah, I think that's
yeah, yeah, that was good. Um, yeah, and I don't know, maybe I mean Robert Holmes used um unit in many episodes. I think Robert Holmes was very active during the John Pertwee years, but there was like sort of the sense of like not only is like this the last, like they said, like the end of the unit era, the last episode featuring unit for quite a while. And I mean, they don't even bring in the Brigadier. I was surprised that in all the reading I did for this episode, I didn't see anything about why the Brigadier was not involved. I
uh,
was expecting to read that like Nicholas Courtney was filming a different TV show or something, but his absence is very obvious, but there's no real explanation for why he's in Geneva.
according to Ed, as I recall, none of them were available for that episode. They couldn't use the Brigadier. They couldn't use Benson or Benton.
Right. Yeah, Benton's not in it either.
Couldn't
Yeah,
use Gates.
I was
Couldn't
gonna
use any
say,
of
yeah,
them.
there's also a unit guy named Yates, right? Yeah.
They couldn't use him either. So yeah, so they were kind of very limited. But yeah, it's a shame we didn't get to see them. But I think the episodes just still work beautifully.
Yeah,
And
I mean they really went with second stringers for unit. It was I found it kind of humorous that the unit guys were very ineffective.
yeah,
Whereas, they're just kind of standing around like saying, "Oi, that laser didn't work, governor. Oh well." And they just kind of stand around,
yeah.
watch it, and just like, all right, I guess we might as well call in the Air Force. And
I had a
um,
feeling that when I saw the Cry9 Grow, it's like I think it's gonna die from air attack. I just have a feeling it's gonna die, and it did. But
yeah,
I really didn't mind.
I mean, using the defoliant was cool, and it
I
might have been
was, yeah.
cool if they could have figured out a way to get airplanes to drop pesticide or not pesticide. I guess what you call like weed poison, defoliant, whatever.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
just drop a whole bunch of that on it. But missiles work too. That was good.
This worked pretty well. So,
Yeah, the laser was not too good. Yeah, the unit was not like really, not really very inspirational in this one. They just took a couple of shots and said, oh, laser's not working on it. Oh well, we've tried everything, and time for tea.
yeah, it's like you want to go to the pub? Yeah, let's go to the pub.
Yeah,
All right. So
yeah, 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 exactly.
throw some darts and watch a match on the TV and just yeah, just wait till the monster destroys
Yeah.
the pub.
And going back to the whole James Bond's kind of aspect of it, the dialogue also kind of sounded like action movie dialogue. James Bond. There were like a few lines. I wrote this down. I don't even remember who said this. Someone says to the doctor, what do you do for an encore? Maybe this is like
Yes.
after he jumps through the skylight, and Tom Baker says, "I win." It was kind of like a maybe he's Heisenberg all of a sudden, and he's got Doctor Who is quipping now like an action hero. It was a lot of stuff that was very odd, but I mean, they say that this was supposed to be Face of Evil. Some other episode was supposed to be shown at this time, and
Okay.
this one was done in a hurry. And it's amazing. It does sound like maybe they kind of recycled elements from another script. It has the doctor running around with a gun. I mean, how unusual is that? I mean, and they even, they realized it was weird. They joke about it in the script, Sarah Jane and the doctor. But then, I mean, and let's not forget, the doctor snaps a guy's neck, does the classic.
I couldn't tell if he killed him or not, but I guess he did.
Well,
It wasn't
that
really
would
clear.
kill a person, but
It would,
in any
yeah.
other context. But I think he actually did that to Scorby, and Scorby gets over it real quick and gets up, and he's fine. But in real life, that snaps your neck. That's not something that just knocks you out.
No, because that should, if you do it fast enough, yeah,
Yeah.
that definitely should do the
And I know
job.
people
But
claim they can hear the neck snap in the episode. I didn't notice it. I didn't want to go back and see, but
yeah, no, I didn't either. No,
that
I
was
did see
very
it's very fast.
uncharacteristic. Yeah, a lot of uncharacteristic stuff in this episode, but that's fine. It just, the doctor shouting and getting very angry. That's not something you see every time. I think that was kind of like Tom Baker making choices, doing
I think
something
the
different.
fourth Doctor did have a temper at times.
Yes, he did. He could be grouchy, cranky,
Yeah.
short temper with stupid, short-sighted humans. But yeah, all around classic episode. Some great action, unusual things like 2 settings going from Antarctica to London. All around, I would say, probably a top 10 episode for me.
Definitely for me too. Yeah, I enjoyed this very much. This was a real treat. This was an absolute pleasure. It didn't drag on. It went. I think it moved. It moved very, very well.
Yeah, I
And
would count it as one of the the breezier 6-part storylines.
yeah, I guess it's 6 parts. But no,
Yeah.
actually, it didn't. I did not mind at all.
Great. Yeah,
Great.
some really good cliffhangers.
Yes.
Oh, and we did. Yeah, I mean the seed itself was well executed, pretty creepy.
Jumps
Also,
out.
yeah, it has little tendrils coming out of it. I felt got like a alien vibe from it. The movie, the Ridley Scott movie.
Gets on your arm. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Very scary, frightening, cool action, cool sets, cool special effects. Anyone, if you haven't seen this one, go out and see it right away.
Definitely, it's on YouTube right now, and definitely if you're a Tom Baker fan, I definitely see it.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of the newer stuff, give this one a try.
Yeah, don't sleep on this one.
No.
All right. So, and bringing this back for the first time in a while, here's my books. Interplanet, Volume 1. Volume 2 is being worked on right now. Pre-production, I would say. Hopefully, we'll start a campaign for that very soon. Tales of Conspiracy and Madness, 9 Tales of Cosmic Horror, available on Amazon. Links below. All right. So I think I have said everything I've got to say about Seeds of Doom.
I think likewise. Yeah, it's just very, very, very well done episode. I would go on to say I think this era of Tom Baker is probably his best.
Just looking at the list of stories in this season or series, fantastic. I mean, this just weeks before they had Pyramids of Mars, which may be my very top favorite episode of all time. So
that's a very good one.
Yeah. I think Brain of Morbius directly preceded this one.
Another good one.
Very solid episode. Yeah. Great. Really just getting at like what makes Doctor Who so great. Just like the weird, creepy science fiction horror aspect of it that was not like anything going on American TV at the time, which is why it was so fascinating as a little kid and as a teenager.
Finally Well, I guess it came to. I think this is when, because Doctor Who had been released in the States before, but I think it was then after Star Wars, then they tried to just try to get any science fiction thing they could,
Hmm.
and this was one of them. I think this,
Right,
and this is.
right, yeah.
I think Tom Baker definitely helped. Is responsible for the popularity of Doctor Who in America.
I would think so. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
definitely my whole concept of Doctor Who was Tom Baker till I picked up an issue of Starlog and saw a picture of Peter Davison, and I was like, "What the hell is this? That's not Doctor Who." I had a
Who's
I
that
had
guy?
a yeah, I had a lot of learning to do. So, all right. So, thank you for joining us, and we'll be back soon with further examinations of our favorite traveling Time Lord. See you,
Indeed.
Jim.
Take care, everybody. Take care. Arrivederci.
Bye bye. Okay.